Today I want to celebrate living in a free country. And in part in the UK, this goes back to the signing on this day in 1215 of the Magna Carta. There was a battle for power going on between the nobles and King John, and Stephen Langton, the Archbishop of Canterbury, negotiated an agreement between them whereby each recognised certain rights and powers that the other had. Some of those, most of them in fact, are now historically of historical interest only. But the one which has remained and is still on the statute book is what we call habeas corpus. It's the assumption that if you are arrested and charged with some offence, you cannot be imprisoned without being brought before a magistrate or a judge. And only after due legal process can you be confined. And I want to celebrate the fact that that's something which we treasure in most countries of the world. But of course there are some countries where that is ignored, whether it's China or Hong Kong or Russia or Cuba or many countries, sadly, in the Middle East, where such a rule, such a right that each individual should have, is ignored. And perhaps today we might think, for example, about Dr. Husum Abu Safia, a paediatrician. He was arrested in Gaza in December 24 while going about his hospital duties, and he's been held without trial, probably in the Negev prison, which is notorious for its terrible conditions. Or there is two cousins, Pevan Naimi and Bana Naimi. They are members of the Baha'i faith in Iran, and they've been arrested and are held without trial while the authorities try to extract confessions from them that there is a Baha'i network of opposition to the government for which no evidence has actually been produced. Or in Somalia, Sadia Mulim Ali is an activist who uses social media to highlight corruption and ways in which the government needs to be called to account. And she's been put in prison without any trial or even any charges that are of a criminal nature. And today I want us to remember these people and to admire and be grateful for their courage, often in saying and doing things which put them in that kind of danger, but which they continue to do. Of course, you can support such people through the Amnesty International Urgent Action Programme, or Action by Christians Against Torture, who also publish a list of people about whom you can write letters to the authorities to ask that they be brought to trial. And such letters help those in authority know that they're not getting away with their false imprisonment of people. But if we take that action, great. But today, just to be grateful and not to take for granted the freedom that we have in this country, basically to write and say things which are not approved of, perhaps, by the powers that be, that criticise and highlight things that are going wrong. And we can do that without fear that one day the police are going to knock on our door and confine us to prison without trial.